Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're talking about a vehicle that is, it's basically been the default car for the American suburbs for, 25 years?
Oh, yeah. I've given up on cool, but I need to get to soccer practice mobile.
That's a little harsh, but
Yeah.
You know the one, the Toyota Highlander.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason we're doing this deep dive is that Toyota has basically taken that car and thrown the rule book out the window. We're looking at the all-new 2027 Highlander.
And it is all new. This is not just a facelift. If you walk into a Toyota dealer in late 2026 expecting a gas engine in one of these, you're in for a shock.
A big one, because there isn't one.
Nope. The internal combustion engine is gone. The hybrid is gone. The 2027 Highlander is a pure battery electric vehicle, period.
That's a huge gamble. And honestly, it's a little confusing because I see Grand Highlanders on the road right now that definitely have tailpipes.
And that's the key. That's the big strategic split. Toyota is essentially forking the brand.
Forking the brand.
Yeah. If you want gas or you want a hybrid, you are now a Grand Highlander customer. That's your car. If you want the standard Highlander badge, well, you're going electric.
So they're using the name recognition of Highlander to basically force people into the EV transition.
Force is a strong word, but they're definitely giving a very strong nudge. They're using the Grand as a safety net for the holdouts and betting that the Highlander name is strong enough to carry the EV. It's a bold move.
It is bold. But let's get to the machine itself, because I'm looking at these photos, and this thing does not look like the friendly, rounded jelly bean my neighbor drives.
No, the jelly bean is done. This thing got angular, it's boxy, it's upright, it's geometric. The last generation was all about hiding its size with curves.
Right.
This new one is just unapologetically a big, sturdy-looking SUV.
It looks substantial.
It does. It has these flush, pop-out electronic door handles.
Ooh, very Lexus.
Very Lexus, yeah. And the front has this hammerhead light bar that goes all the way across. But the really interesting thing is the size. It looks bigger because, well, it is a lot bigger.
I saw that wheelbase number. They stretched it by 8 inches. That's enormous in the car world.
8.1, yeah. It's like adding an extra room onto your house. They push the wheels way out to the corners, and the whole wheelbase is now over 120 inches.
Okay, so it's longer, it's wider. But I saw this one spec that confused me. The roofline is actually lower.
Yeah, by almost an inch. It seems weird, right? You're making a boxy SUV, but you're lowering the roof.
Exactly. Why?
Aerodynamics. It's the EV curse. Americans want big, square, truck-like things, but squares are terrible for cutting through the wind, and wind resistance kills your range.
Okay, so it's a cheat.
It's a very clever cheat. They widen it for space, but lower the roof to help it slip through the air. It looks really planted, especially on the big 22-inch wheels you can get, but it's all in service of hitting that magic range number.
We'll get to range in a second, because that's what everyone cares about. But what's it built on? Because I read this isn't a dedicated from the ground up EV platform.
You are correct, it's not. It's built on a heavily modified version of the TNGA-K platform.
Which, for those of us who aren't engineers, means what?
It's the same basic architecture as the Camry, the RAV4, and the old gas Highlander. It was designed to hold an engine and a gas tank. They've just, retrofitted it for a battery.
Is that a bad thing? Are they just being cheap?
I'd say pragmatic, not cheap. It saves them a fortune in development costs, and they can build it in their Kentucky factory on lines they already know, but there are always trade-offs.
Such as?
The frunk.
The front trunk.
Or in this case, the complete lack of a frunk.
Wait, really? There's no storage under the hood at all?
Zero. You pop the hood expecting a nice spot for your charging cables, and instead you're just looking at a tangle of HVAC parts, the front motor, and high-voltage cables.
Oh, it's a real letdown.
It is. Compare that to the Kia EV9, which has a usable frunk. It's not huge, but it's there. That's the price you pay for using a modified gas platform.
Man, the frunk is like the EV party trick. Look, no engine.
It's a missed opportunity, for sure. But okay, let's talk power, because this is where Toyota's conservative nature really shows.
Okay, lay it on me. 2 versions, right?
2 versions. The base model is front-wheel drive, single motor. It makes 221 horsepower.
221. For a 3-row SUV loaded with batteries, that sounds...
Adequate is the kindest word I can think of. It's going to feel slow. If you have a car full of people trying to merge onto the freeway, you will have your foot to the floor.
So skip the base model. Got it.
If you care about driving at all, yes. The one you want is the all-wheel drive version. That adds a motor to the rear axle and bumps the total output to 338 horsepower.
Okay, 338. That's more respectable. That's more than the old V6, right?
It is, and the torque is instant, so it'll feel quick around town. But, and this is a big but, the Kia EV9 GT has 501 horsepower. It's a rocket ship.
And the Highlander is not a rocket ship.
The Highlander is not trying to be. It's tuned to be smooth. It's tuned to be quiet. It's designed to not spill the kids' juice boxes in the back. That's the mission.
Which is probably what the buyers want, to be fair. What about towing?
Another compromise. It's rated for 3,500 pounds.
Which isn't a lot. The Kia EV9 does.
5,000 pounds. And that 1,500-pound difference is huge. That's the difference between a small pop-up camper and a decent-sized travel trailer.
Okay, so it's not a powerhouse. Let's get to the big one.
Range anxiety. Can I drive this thing without constantly staring at the battery percentage?
This is where Toyota did their homework. They're offering 2 battery packs, a standard 77 kilowatt-hour one, and a long-range 95.8 kilowatt-hour pack.
And the magic number is?
The big battery with all-wheel drive gets an estimated 320 miles.
320, that's the number. Anything that starts with a 3 feels psychologically safe.
It is. It puts it right at the top of the class, just a little more than the Kia. But range is only half the story. The other half is how fast you can fill it back up. Charging speed.
Exactly. And this gets a bit nerdy, but the Highlander uses a 400-volt system.
Okay.
The Koreans, Hyundai and Kia, they use an 800-volt system. Think of it like a garden hose versus a fire hose. The 800-volt system can just jam electricity into the battery way faster.
So in real-world terms, how long am I waiting at a charging station?
Toyota says 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes. The Kia can do that same charge in around 20, maybe 24 minutes.
So maybe a 10-minute difference, is that really a deal breaker?
On a normal day, no. But imagine a long road trip with kids in the back. That 10-minute difference stretched over 2 or 3 stops starts to feel like an eternity.
That's a good point. An extra half hour in a rest stop parking lot is not fun.
And this is probably the single most important detail about this whole vehicle.
And go on.
The charging port, it comes from the factory with the NACS plug.
The Tesla plug.
The Tesla plug. No adapters, no fiddling. You pull up to a Tesla supercharger, you plug in, and it works.
That is a massive selling point.
It's a game changer, because while a 350 kilowatt Electrify America station might be theoretically faster, the Tesla network is just more reliable. For a family, knowing it will just work is probably worth an extra 10 minutes.
I think you're right. That's huge for peace of mind. And it has that V12 thing, right? Vehicle to load.
Yep, a first for Toyota in the US. You can get 1,500 watts of power out of it. Run a coffee maker, power your laptop while camping. You could even run your fridge during a blackout.
It's a big rolling battery.
Exactly. And they added a cool little detail. The front light bar pulses to show you the battery state of charge when it's plugged in.
That's a neat trick. All right, let's go inside. What's the cabin like?
It's a huge improvement. The old one was very plastic. This new one has standard Softex leatherette, big screens, a 14-inch center screen, and a 12.3-inch driver display are standard.
Standard, even on the base model.
Even on the base model. But the best part, and I want to personally thank the engineers for this.
Let me guess. Knobs.
Physical buttons for volume and climate control. You don't have to go digging through menus just to turn up the heat. It's a revelation.
Thank you, Toyota. So what about seating? How many people can you cram in here?
This is where it gets weird. The standard layout is for 6 people with captain's chairs in the second row.
Okay, but what if I have 3 kids and need a bench seat for 7?
Then you can only buy the base XLE trim.
You're kidding.
I'm not. The 7-passenger bench is only available on the lowest all-wheel drive trim. If you want the high-end limited model with all the nice features, you're stuck with 6 seats.
That makes no sense at all.
I agree. It's a bizarre choice. The industry thinks captain's chairs equal luxury, but for a lot of families, they're just less practical.
That is super frustrating. But at least there's more space overall, right? With
Yeah.
the longer wheelbase.
Oh, yeah. The third row is actually usable by adults now. And cargo space is decent, about 16 cubic feet behind the third row. But again, no frunk, so you're losing that extra storage.
Got it. Okay, tech. Toyota software used to be pretty bad. Is this better?
It's a whole new system called Arena OS. It's supposed to be much faster and allows for over-the-air updates. But the big news is the safety tech. This is the debut of Toyota Safety Sense 4.0.
What's new in 4.0?
2 really smart features. One is an emergency driving stop system. If the car thinks you've become unresponsive, like a medical emergency, it will automatically slow down, pull over, and stop itself.
Wow. That's incredible.
The other is called acceleration suppression. If you're in a parking lot and you panic and hit the gas instead of the brake, the car knows there's an obstacle in front and it won't let you lurch forward into it.
That's going to save a lot of storefronts.
And insurance claims. And the top trim gets a hands-free traffic jam assist for driving under 25 miles per hour. Perfect for your soul-crushing commute.
So let's put it all together. You've got the Highlander, but you've also got the Kia EV9 and the Hyundai Ioniq 9. How does it stack up?
If you're just looking at a spec sheet, the Kia wins. It charges faster, it tows more, it has a frunk, it has more power. On paper, it's the superior EV.
But people don't buy cars on paper.
They don't. And the Highlander has 2 trump cards. Number 1 is the Tesla plug. Access to that network is a massive advantage. And number 2 is the badge on the front.
It's a Toyota.
And for millions of Americans, that means reliability, resale value, and peace of mind. Kia has improved, but they don't have that decades-long reputation for being bulletproof.
And pricing. Where is this going to land?
The estimates are starting in the mid-50s and topping out around $70,000 for a fully loaded one, so right on top of the competition.
And it's built in the U.S., which should help with tax credits.
Yep, Kentucky built with batteries from North Carolina. That's a huge part of their marketing.
So what's the final verdict here? Is this the EV that finally gets the mainstream American family to switch?
I think it might be. It is not the most exciting EV. It's not the fastest charging. It doesn't have a frunk. But what it is a Toyota EV with 320 miles of range that plugs into a Tesla supercharger.
It's the EV for people who don't want to think about being EV people.
Exactly. It's just a Highlander. It just happens to be electric.
Yeah.
And that combination is probably going to be a sales monster.
So here's the final question to chew on. Is the comfort of that Toyota badge and that Tesla plug enough for you to overlook the slower charging and the lack of a frunk?
Yeah.
Or is the competition from Korea just a better engineered vehicle, full stop?
We'll find out when they hit the roads in late 2026. Until then, it's going to be fascinating to watch.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.